Greetings, y'all. Welcome back to the garden. It's the second week of April here in North Florida. As you can see, it's nice and sunny and warm, and the birds are singing. So I thought it'd be a good time to do a little bit of a yard tour and to get everything ready for the transplants that are about to go into the ground today. I've got some tomatoes, peppers, watermelons, and some other cool like native plants ready to go. So we'll do a little before tour of the yard, and then we'll do a little bit of an after tour as well once everything's planted in and watered. And so come along with me, and we'll take a look and see what's looking good, what's looking not so good, and hopefully it'll look a little better after we're done than what we started with today. Let's just start right here where we're at the front of the house here. As you can see, we've got this nice big gardenia plant, which is huge. It's already over the roof, and it'll make large white flowers that have a beautiful sort of a perfume scent to them. This is what's called Confederate jasmine, and it makes real pretty little white flowers that bloom at night primarily, and also have a real sweet, sort of like a honeysuckle kind of flavor, aroma to them, very similar almost to like a magnolia as well. Here's a nice little banana patch. You can see it's really come in the last couple weeks. Got the mulch pile at the base with the old trunks of the old trees that have already given up fruit, just used as a barrier, as a border around the base there. We got the hydrangeas coming in, looking good. Here is the wisteria from the previous videos, and it was all purple flowers last time. It was in full bloom, but those have passed now, and it's just kind of leafed out, and is just offering some much needed shade. As you can see, as we come through here, it's quite bright in the afternoons, and it gets real hot in the summertime, ever since this old tree went away. So I've since planted a new mulberry here that'll kind of help to fill in this space, and we still got the crepe myrtle going here as it is. Got some little hostas transplanted. Here's my trash can taters. They're doing amazing. I've already hilled them up once and put kind of alternating layers of soil and mulch, and they're doing amazing, but they're probably due for yet another layer of hilling. So I'll do one more round of hilling with these, and that'll probably be good. And then when the time comes, we can just dump out the whole trash can, and we'll get all the taters harvested at once. This is going to be a little bean patch here. I've got beans on the far side and a couple ready to go in the ground here as well, and I'll just use this chain link fence as a trellis for them. We've got some canna lilies coming in. This is kind of a native, very similar to like a Turk's cap hibiscus, and it's just now kind of waking up again after being kind of in its little dormant stick form for the winter. There's the old potting bench, looking surprisingly tidy, all things considered. This is just a little planter here. It's got some cool lilies that'll get real tall and then finally bloom. Got a spider plant that will kind of droop over and have some nice little tendril extensions on it. Monstera plant's doing great. It's already over 6 feet tall. We got some strawberries ready to go in this planter. They'll be self-contained, so they won't spread too far, and the berries can kind of hang over the sides, if they need to. Got our cool little hugel culture bed here. We've got the angel trumpet tree finally coming back. And these are some loquat cuttings, and I know they look kind of silly, but believe it or not, there are signs of life. They're actually starting to come back. So hopefully I can get at least one or two good loquat cuttings out of that. If we come down this way, you can see we've got the little path. I put in this little mulch path last time. We've got the ginger starting to come in. Here's actually a little baby papaya tree that somehow managed to make it through the winter and is now really starting to take off. It's really starting to put out some new growth now that we've been hitting the 80s consistently. So I'm protecting its base with these rocks, and I give it a little bit of compost and slow release fertilizer. So that'll be fun. Hopefully we can get it to grow long enough to where it'll actually bear some fruit. My neighbors did this past autumn, so hopefully this one will too. And we just got some little flowers here, some more flowers over there. As we come down our little trail here, the grass has finally been starting to grow in, covering up some of this dirt. We've got the Mexican sunflowers coming back. They're about waist high right now. Here's a nice little mulberry tree trying to come in. You'll see that's a common theme. I love the mulberries. Here's actually a passion flower plant. I got this one at a local native nursery. I planted some seeds this year, but they didn't germinate, so I'm not sure what's going on with them. But that'll kind of help fill in this fence here. It's a bit of a blank spot. And if we come around this way, we can see these beds. And this is my apple tree, which had been real finicky. It had started to flower and leaf out, and then it stopped. And it kind of went dormant again, but look, it's already starting to leaf out. So I think no fruit this year, but at least it's alive, and it's coming back. And again, we can see the sunflowers. They're just coming out all over the place. If we go down this way, here's my muscadine grape. Again, it was very dormant until quite recently, but I came and checked on it the other day, about yesterday or so, And sure enough, we've already got some new growth, so that's good. Again, it may not make fruit this year. I transplanted it last year, but at least it's alive. It made it through our snowstorm this year, which is kind of all I was hoping for. And it was getting off to a little bit of a late start, but we can see here, there, and other spots all up and down the vine now. It's starting to come back to life, so that's good. If we come back over here, we can see yet another mulberry, of course. If we go into the beds here, you can see we've got blueberry plant coming along nicely. We've got some more in the front, and I'll show you. This is another gardenia plant doing well. Some more monstera. This is a Meyer lemon tree that's finally coming back to life. Some cool molds. Every time it rains here with the wood chips, you get some new funky slime molds like this popping up. Buddy David the Good would love those. Here's a little plum tree doing really well. Here's a kind of a dark purple crepe myrtle coming back. This is just basically a glorified weed, but I do like these leaves. They're real cool looking, and it's kind of helping to hold this hill up, so I just let him grow wild. Here's another one of those little shrubs. Again, look at the sunflower that's about to pop open, and that's just a sunflower that just grew wild from bird seed, so they're really cool. You kind of get a free plant out of them. And here's a whole nother patch of sunflowers I've got going over here, and they really do follow the sun throughout the day. Oh, and sure enough, look, y'all. It's already blooming. Cool. So free sunflowers from birdseed. Awesome. And the banana trees are coming back here. You can see now I have a little path, right? I probably need to get a little bit more mulch, fill in these areas. But now I have a path going to the back of the yard, coming out here towards the front. There's a little shed. As we come out to the front here, here's a little path. Look to the left. Again, we've got some more banana trees finally coming in. I'm using the trunks again as a border. There's a little baby monstera plant hiding in there. It'll come back. This is some good old lemongrass. It's just now waking up, but it'll get huge. It'll get almost 6 foot tall. Over here, got another patch which did really well for my watermelons last year. So I'm going to put the watermelons back here again. And again, I've got the bed sort of anchored by a good old mulberry tree. We've got a banana tree in the back. 3 clumps of Mexican sunflower, which as you can see are already up to my chest almost. That's amazing. And here's all the different kind of watermelons we got. We've got some black diamond. I'm not sure if you can see that. They make sort of cool, like bowling ball sized fruit with a nice dark red flesh inside. I'll show you a picture here. So that'll be cool looking, and they're apparently quite vigorous. I've got some just good old-fashioned regular honeydew melon, just like you get at the store. And then also some sugar baby watermelons, which again are kind of like bowling ball size, but it have that more traditional kind of green and white stripe. And again, they're supposed to be super sweet. So that'll be awesome. And this whole patch here can just kind of go wild and turn into the melon patch and do whatever it wants to do. This is going to be the pepper patch this year. You can see I've got them kind of all laid out here, approximately where I want them to go. We've got some more, of course, good old lemongrass. And my peach tree, which I wasn't sure if it was alive or dead or what, I came and looked this morning, and sure enough, we got a first little bit of green coming in. So I think my peach tree, it's not dead yet. You know, it may not do any, flowers or fruiting or anything this year, but at least it's coming back to life. It did well last year and did lots of leaf, growth and growing in terms of its height. No real fruiting, but as long as it comes back to life, that'll be good. So we'll get these peppers in the ground also. We've got some jalapeno, we've got some hot banana peppers, just some good old-fashioned red bell peppers. This was like a kind of a cool, little bit more exotic one. It's called gong bao. A lot of like Southeast Asian plants tend to do well down here, so that'll be fun. Come over to this patch. We'll put some tomatoes here. Got the tomato cages up and running. We've got some San Marzanos, which are great for canning, sort of similar to aroma. These are just some mystery tomatoes. You always got to have some of those, right? These are just a generic kind of a medium red tomato. And of course we got some fancy schmancy Cherokee purple hiding back there too, if you can see it. So that's what this little quarter moon shaped bed will be for. We'll have some tomatoes. We'll have our Mexican sunflower in the back. And then our pineapples, which actually managed to make it over the winter, are all now starting to come back to life. As you can see, they're putting out new growth, and they will fruit on their own as the year goes by. So this will be sort of our pepper patch, our tomato patch, I'm going to put mostly flowers and stuff in here to try to draw in the pollinators. Again, we got another bed anchored by mulberry. Got some big old lemongrass in each corner. And as we come around here, a couple more blueberries, starting to put on some fruit. This is just Fakahatchee grass. This is kind of ornamental and for chop and drop. Another blueberry, some more Fakahatchee, a little bit more blueberry. Again, they're kind of coming on nice, so that's good. This is a tea olive plant, and it's just starting to make some little flowers. They'll open up here in the next few days and make a real sweet smelling little bud. And just almost back to where we started here. Come up here. This is just a little banana tree I transplanted, but we can see that it's putting out some new growth, so that's a good sign. He's probably doing fine. Good old hydrangea coming back. Wisteria. And then here's my little tomato test patch this year. As you can see, I've got a nice sunny trellis, and I'm going to grow 4 different kinds, literally side by side, just to see how well they fare, you know. We've got some, of course, Cherokee purple here. We've got some beefsteak tomatoes, which are the very large red kind. They usually don't do so well down here in Florida, but we'll try them. We might get lucky. We've also got some little chocolate cherry tomatoes. This is sort of like a dark but small tomato. And this is my one yellow tomato plant that decided to sprout this year. I'm not sure what happened to the other ones, but we'll have a good variety. So we'll have yellow, chocolate cherry, beefsteak, and Cherokee purple. And we can literally just grow them side by side, all on the same trellis, and do a little compare and contrast. And here we are, right back to where we started. Voila. Through the magic of YouTube, we've got everything transplanted and watered in. So here we go, guys. We've got all of our different tomatoes here, side by side, ready to go, all growing under the same conditions, all growing on the same trellis. So that should be a nice little fun experiment. I've got my little just decorative flower bed all watered in here. It's looking nice. We've got our 2 little native butterfly bushes, the salt and pepper and the indigo bush, watered in. We've got the tomato plants here, each at the base of their own cages. It's sort of blazing middle of the day right now, but I did actually just water them in. I'll give them some more water tomorrow. But you can see we've got several clumps of cages, and each cage has a couple of plants at its base. So that one's ready to go. And then we've got our pepper patch over here. Same thing. Everything has been transplanted in with a little bit of compost into the hole, a little bit of slow release fertilizer, and I did water it in. Our peach tree is now coming back. And then finally, over here in the corner, we got our little melon patch. And you can see we got all our little different types of melons. We've got black diamond, honeydew, and sugar baby all going in this patch. And the melons did great in this spot last year, so I'm hoping they'll do the same this year. So I know it wasn't terribly exciting. We're mostly just doing a bit of a tour, getting some seedlings planted. But now I think I got all the major projects done for the year. So now we just get to kind of sit back, enjoy, watch them grow, document the growth, see which methods are working best, which ones we can maybe tweak along the way. And if all goes well, we'll take a trip out to my little homestead site I'm working on next week. It's in a beautiful longleaf pine forest, and I'd love for y'all to see it. So stay tuned. We'll take a trip out there, do a little bit of a tour of the homestead, and check in on the plants as well. So thanks for joining this week, and we'll see you next time. Cheers and chews.